Hey everybody, it's Linda G, and today I have Nine Corners Tarot looking beautiful with her red and her matching lipstick.
Hello, girlfriend.
She's my sister from another mother because I watched her on her show, and people had said, "Have you watched Nine Corners yet?" And I don't know if you had written me or anything because I get a lot of
Yeah.
And I took a look. And you were like reading and you were going, oh, and I said, oh my God, she's exactly like me. Because when we're doing the reading, it's like, oh, something will show and like, holy cow, you guys. It's absolutely wonderful. Can I make a quick, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to do another video because there's something that I forgot, but I'll tell it on my next video. But I do have an announcement.
Yes.
You guys, Macron won by a landslide.
Oh, good.
Like
good.
58 to 41.
Good.
And a lot of psychics were nervous about it. That's like, they weren't sure, like they thought somebody said she would win and it's going to be horrible. Of course, the media likes to play it up. He won by a landslide. And I told another psychic reader, she said, I don't know, it's going to be real close. I said, let me tell you something. The visual is not very good because she's for Putin. And Putin is doing horrible things to Ukraine, killing children. And the French know. The French know evil. They've lived it.
I agree with you. I said that he would win, but I do think the fact that her numbers went up so much in the last 4 years is a flag to say because there's just such a dark energy. And it's not just hitting one place. It is all over the planet.
Exactly. And it's like a Trump energy that she has.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I'll tell you, had Putin not hit Ukraine, she might have won.
See?
Makeup.
There you go. There you go. Girlfriend.
Your lipstick is gorgeous, but okay. So I can't do too red because I look like lipstick on a pig, but anyway. So I just wanted to announce to let you guys know, Macron won 58% to 41%.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. I knew that because of the Ukraine and what it looks like, the French were going to be, even though they might not like Macron all that much.
Yeah.
They decided they didn't want her to be in it because the first thing she was going to do is, take him out of the UN and all that. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet Putin's upset because he was really hoping she'd win. He was, I know he thought he could get in there and do something to cheat, but he can't.
Well, I have to agree with Biden and say, why is nobody taking this man out? It's like, and I'm not promoting, anything, but I mean, he's one man, one human being made of flesh and bones, just like us. He just doesn't have a conscience.
There was a guy on the MSNBC this morning that was one of the first, what do you call them, the rich guys?
Oh God.
I just went what did they call them?
Guards. Oligarchs.
Oligarchs. Yeah, so he was he worked in oil and he was the richest man in Russia. But he wasn't a fan of Putin. And guess what happened to him?
Oh, he lost it.
They took everything from him, put him in jail, and then he escaped. And he said he doesn't think it's the oligarchs that will really take Putin out. They're just worried about holding on to their money. He said maybe but the oligarchs may pay the mafia, and that's the ones that would take him out.
Yeah.
But Putin isn't doing the Ukraine because he's, really wanting Mother Russia to be together. It's not that at all. He can't stand Zelensky. He can't stand that everybody adores him. And the more Zelensky comes up against Putin, the more he fights. And also, if he detects fear, he'll go after you like a tiger. The good news with Biden is not fearful.
Yeah.
He said to Putin when he was vice president, I'm looking in your eyes and I don't see a soul. And Putin smiled at him and said, oh, so you get me.
Well, I think it was pretty strategic. I don't think that it was a gaffe. I don't think it was something he added. I think he was playing mind games with Putin. But they're not going to tell you that, obviously, right?
And I'm going to tell you, I don't see him winning the Ukraine. I see them fighting, even if they kill Zelensky, he'll be so more empowered. Like you just awoken the sleeping giant. People will be so overwhelmingly upset. We may go into some big, huge war, but I will tell you that this was I don't know what your guide said to me, because when I felt this happening right before it did, and I was telling everybody this is getting ready to happen, my guides, who I love, were very clear. This is the beginning of the end for Putin.
Yes.
So he's gone. I don't care what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I just hate what's happening. I hate the fact that so many people have to suffer in order for change to happen.
Yeah.
You know, kills me.
So you're Nine's Corner to Row. So people can go to Nine's Corner to Row and subscribe, like and subscribe.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You guys, let's give her some numbers, okay? Let's do the magical numbers.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless
you. So Gina wrote, and she said, crime in New York and San Fran is out of control. How's it doing in Canada?
We're okay. I mean, I think the overall numbers have been pretty much steady, but the anger, the quickness, and since COVID-19, depending on which province you lived in, you know, like I live in Alberta, it wasn't as strict as if you went out east. I mean, people were calling on people if they saw them in a group, or, you know, like it was really, depending on how big your community was, you know, that kind of a thing. So I really haven't heard any, you know, I can't think to myself, oh, I've heard news recently that it's on the rise. I couldn't, you know, I can't tell you, to be honest with you. I know more about the US and what's going on there, because you hear so much about, there's been so many mass shootings, and it was almost like it was organized, the way it was like pop, pop, pop all over the one weekend in the US. So I haven't seen that here, but I don't know. I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
sure.
It's awful. You can't go to a restaurant for fear, you know? So I guess this person wants to know, will this get better anytime soon? This is a firsthand account. I had to run for my life in both places, in New York and San Francisco. Wow. This person that's asking the question is, will it get better anytime soon? We got our cards, you guys.
We got our cards. So
what kind of cards do you have?
I'm with the regular rider weight, the plain one.
I got the psychedelic one.
Oh, they're cool. I have the Fool. So when the Fool, it can be a beginning, but it can either be a foolish one or a step that you think before taking. So I think that there's a human condition that will always be. It is part of life on earth. It's part of how we learn, is to have these obstacles, to have this friction. So I think there will always be ebbs and flows of it.
Yes, yes.
No,
even in the cowboy days, there were some cities you couldn't live in because cowboys would go out and just start shooting.
Yep.
But it definitely shows that, you know, there's sort of an inner war going on.
Mm-hmm.
People are thinking themselves that they're too important, and they're not at the end of the day. But there's new beginnings. There's happiness coming.
Yes.
I think that the gun control is very strong, and I think they'll start coming in on it because too many people are acting out.
Well, see, it's difficult with gun control because I live in Canada. There's pretty strict rules, but then I grew up in Newfoundland where everybody went hunting. Like that was daily life. That's how you like.
But they didn't have AKs to go hunting.
No. So that's the only thing I don't understand, is that they get really technical about the wording, you know, and I just feel like wording has gotten us in a lot of trouble over the years. There's racism in words. There's so much that's in our language, you know, and they use it that way. There's no reason to have high guns that can shoot, 100 bullets a minute. For what? You're not going to eat a deer that's hit 100 times, you know?
No.
So.
Somebody, Kelly said, what do you see for hurricane season? especially in Florida.
Hmm.
I'm not feeling it's easy.
No.
I've even seen more to the north getting hit with hurricanes.
Interesting. I think there's going to be one or maybe a couple of hurricanes that are going to cause some movement. People are going to be told, hey,
To move.
move out of the way. And I think that, you know, as a card, this could be for the situation, but this could also be the ultimate answer, is having to move away, because reality is that for food and everything else, we're going to have to start moving out of the centers, you know, to be able to do that. So I think there's a cause and effect. So the universal cause is that we need to, you know, separate a little bit, start producing, you know, within your own communities, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But then I think there's going to be probably similar numbers to last year, but there's going to be one that's going to cause people to actually have to, you know, be told move away.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And I got the Ten of Swords, so there's destruction going on.
Yeah.
And depression from people having to deal with this. And I do see the what do you call that? Insurance industry backing away from anybody who could be in the field for it. What? Girl, you do just like I do. I swear to God.
You were as you were asking the question, I like to get my own.
Yep, I do the same excitable thing. Yep.
Yeah.
It's because it's costing too much money.
Yeah. And I mean,
and they're going to say, you know what? You live on the beach. We're not covering you.
And insurance companies always try to find the most, you know.
Well, listen, I live up in Northern California, and as soon as I bought this house, here comes Armageddon fires. We had the first one
I remember.
28 people in their sleep. And but like I'm lucky because I'm right like next to the firehouse. Apparently that gives my cheaper, but they haven't rented me fire insurance, but they have with everybody else.
Wow.
You got to go through something else and pay out the yin yang.
Yeah. It depends on how,
you know, you're supposed to have insurance to cover you on this stuff, but guess what happens? Too many fires, too many hurricanes, too many floods. They're done. They're not going to cover you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Okay.
Okay. We were just talking about her. Okay. So Liz said, I'm so excited to see the two of you together. I just saw Sylvia Brown had predicted a severe pneumonia type illness will spread in 2020, attacking the lungs and bronchial tubes, resisting unknown treatment. She also said it would suddenly disappear, then resurface again 10 years later. Do you see COVID coming back again in 10 years?
That is so interesting. We had a convo about Sylvia Brown just prior to.
We just had a convo about her.
We should have recorded the conversation before, because
no, we were talking about Sylvia got tied up in the money aspect of readings. Sometimes if you get tied up in the money thing, it you know, she had employees and she was sort of sacrificing her own integrity. So, but I think she was a good psychic. I do think that.
I do. I had a couple of her books too.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
What are you kidding?
Okay. So I have the King of Swords showing that we came out quick and rough, you know, attacking it. We have the Strength card here. Now, this is twofold for me. Now, I, as a reader, 2 years ago when I read on this, I do think it was man-made in the lab. That's my psychic. Okay. So I think that this was a trial run to see how they could control. I really do think that it was a control thing, and that they are going to use this information in the future for not so great deed. I mean, obviously they're not doing it for a good reason, but
they can't do that particular one again, because a lot of us will have immunities toward it.
Oh, 100%. But you've got to think that is one lab over, in another, we didn't even know about it until this happened. So can you imagine how many labs around the world that have this kind of stuff? Then we have the ice melting. So they're saying about all these prehistoric things coming to pass. So it's hard not, when the water's melting and it's all joining together, there's going to be things that we'll have to face. I believe, and this is the positive thing for it, is that we'll have the stability. By the time these things come to us, we have so much in the way of advancements and things that we don't even know that they're at the precipice of getting. So right. I think that even though we're going to face it, and like we keep saying, Earth is your school. And you can't right. learn all sunshine and lollipops and rainbows.
There's the astrologists that I find fascinating. They say there's certain aspects astrologically that'll tell when a pandemic is coming. And I also feel, because we won't have someone like Trump in office again, who says it's a Democratic hoax and stopped all funding towards helping with this.
Yes.
I think it's going to be excellent.
Good.
I get, yes, it's coming back, but the Ten of Swords is reversed, which means it's not going to be as tough.
Yeah.
We're going to have a whole part of our government that works only on new pandemics. So they'll test it, they'll look at it and say, warning sign, and push through another vaccine and we'll be done again.
Yeah. Yeah. But then we're going to have to deal with the fallout of that as well, because if they don't message it properly, people get in their feelings. And
oh my God, you can't take my freedoms. But ladies, you don't have rights to your bodies. They don't even want you taking birth control pills.
Exactly.
Okay, so, Karen Johnson wants to know, will the 14th Amendment be effective against at least some of the worst January 6th offenders, such as Marjorie Taylor Greene and Cawthorn?
What is the 14th Amendment?
That's that you can't be an insurrectionist and be in office. That's from the Civil War.
Okay.
So, basically what they're asking, like, let's look at MTG. I wasn't getting a fantastic feeling about that judge. He said she's a hostile witness because she's not really answering the question. I don't know. I don't remember. But will she actually pay a price? Will MTG pay a price?
First card up. Who are you looking at? Hi.
Oh, I sometimes the news will flash and I want to look. Okay. And then I give on the immediate response, so-and-so, like some major person has gone away. So you got the Three of Swords. So disappointments, huh?
There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be a lot of news, paperwork, documents, memos, things of that nature that her hand is all around. And I do think that they're going to be looking at her actual position there, her stability there. So I think that
maybe she will end up paying.
But see, it's hard because justice moves at such a slow, grinding rate. So this could be something that is not immediate. It's something that could be affecting her in the further future. Do you know what I mean? Because this will take time. But she's like, how she gets away with the way that she talks and the things that she says. And as far as I'm concerned, a lot of it's defamation. So it seems like, it's crazy. It's beyond crazy conversation.
Now, her and that other girl, Bobart, is that her name?
Yes.
They were like two high school girls cackling our president.
Disgusting.
Oh, but if we do that to Trump, they'd be like, really? They're treasonous. They need to be hung.
Did you see the video for Piers Morgan and Trump? Sweat.
It's just, though, the thing is, it really was not a bad vote. It was the people under Trump said this actually ended up being a very good voting. There was hardly any tiny minute fraud that would make no difference. And they fired him.
Yeah, safest one ever. But I just, when I saw Trump, and it's just, oh God.
Well, it's going down for him, girlfriend.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you ever look at Andre or Hogwarts or anybody, but his chart is just, he's by 2023, he's.
But I mean, when I looked at him in the video, I almost felt like I couldn't breathe, like he's bloated somehow. Like, it's like, do you know what I mean? He got that, like, I don't know. I just felt like I can't breathe. And not just because he's a dirtbag, but because he looked bloated and sweaty. And it was just, I don't know. It was really triggering to see, actually.
Right.
You know, you think he'd represent himself better. So obviously, if he's representing himself,
he's not going to be president again. I can guarantee it. Oh. Nobody wants that drama anymore.
Then who's going to go in for the Republicans? That would be like, can you imagine, from Mike Pence to fill in the blank?
It could be someone like that, but they're refusing to even do debating with the Democrats.
I know.
They're not going to present anything to the table. What's your plans? They even asked Mitch McConnell, what's the game plan? What is your plans? Well, we'll see if we win, and then I'll tell you.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, people need information. I've told you, I think Biden is going to start saying, well, let's do another check for everybody. Let's do this, and he makes some things happen, like people, when it comes to money or helping people save on money, they're going to vote for him.
Yeah.
Trump can't go up there and just say it was a rigged election and everybody's going to vote for him if that's all he's got to say. But look, I got the for MTG. You know, she's a thief in the night. She acts like she's all that. The outcome is justice for her. So there will be justice, but this is my bad feeling. Even if this judge says, yeah, it looks like you were in an insurrection, so we'll forward it to the Attorney General for Georgia, who everybody hates, all the Republicans hate. But he might chicken out and say, now let the people decide, you know. But I see justice will come to her.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's more down the road, you know, as things change, as the temperature changes.
Even with the 1/6 thing, they'll bring out some stuff about her. I see Boebert losing big time.
I just love the fact that Trump Jr. had to go with his tail between his legs and go, oh, I need to have a little conversation.
No, but he's not. He will go to jail eventually. Him and Jared. I see Jared probably for the $2 billion he received. They're going to even maybe get him for being a traitor. But I've never saw Trump going to jail, and I never saw his daughter Ivanka going to jail.
I think Trump is going to
kick the bucket.
His
look at him. He looks like he's
yeah. I'll say it. All I see is orange blob, and melting, just like, you know what I mean? Like when a monster melts like wax. That's what I see him like, a character that's.
Before I even started my YouTube channel, I saw in a dream as clear, and I told all my peoples, I saw him dead as a doornail in a glass coffin, like Stalin.
Oh wow!
With lights on him, and he looked waxy looking, and it was in a shopping mall, and nobody was paying attention. Nobody was standing in line to see him, and I thought, this is weird. Is that really him? And I went up to the coffin and I looked. I said, I'll be doggone. Yeah, that's him, and he's dead as a doornail. He had the red tie on and everything.
Yeah, the one that goes down.
Before I even started my YouTube channel.
Wow.
So I've always had a feeling that the other meaning it could mean is that he will fall. It will be the end of Trumpism. Yeah. And the glass coffin means everybody will see the ending. It's, you know.
Exactly.
Just like the guy said when Putin was starting his stuff, they said, don't worry, it's the beginning of the end of Putin.
And I even had a wax picture of Putin that I put up because I said, I saw him. It's like, maybe that's a thing. Maybe wax is a symbol of somebody's beginning of their demise or something, because it's like wax melting. That's how you get ahead. Yeah. Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? Now, is there do you want me to keep going? I have a lot of questions, but if you have a question you want us to hit on.
Well, I want you to hit on this one for me.
Okay.
I am a huge, huge fan of George Carlin.
Oh, yes, I love me some George.
I love him. I find that I really feel like he was one of those people that taught me how to look at the bigger picture and see things from a different view. And that was important to challenge. And that it was okay to be a challenger. You're going to have, you know what I mean? So I would love to know, what would George Carlin, or what does George Carlin feel? What's
and
happening?
He's the one, I loved his thing. He talked about how humans like to collect things. We always have to have things. So true. I mean, yeah. I clean my stuff up, bags of stuff, and then I still have a lot of things.
Me too.
You know what you learn though, when you go through fires like I did with, you better, like 70-mile-an-hour winds with flames licking in the hills right down the street from you. You realize what's worth and what's not, you know. Yeah. I have designer bags and stuff. I left them behind. Just a few pieces of jewelry and my paperwork and a couple of pairs of slacks, my dogs, my dog food.
Yeah.
And that's it. Pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but George Carlin, tell me about George Carlin. What do you want to say? I think I've read him, or I think Sterling's read him before. You know, he's in a realm of peace. I guess, did he have a woman he really loved that's around him? Because I see a woman.
Possibly. I don't know his private life.
Like a spiritual connection with this woman. So he's still talking like a hippie a little bit. It's all about peace, man. Tell everyone not to worry. It's all in the plane. Don't take crazy people's words too seriously. You know, it's man creates this resistance is going on now. Oh, do you know how much he would have been hated had he been on this earth and talked? Because he would have just talked trash about Trump.
Yeah, yeah, but he was fair. He talked trash about whatever was wrong, and it made it so like, exactly, it's so easy, but we complicate it to the point where we can't move forward, and he just simplified it in a huge way where you could really. He's
saying to me, tell me if this is true, I don't know anything about him. First of all, he's all excited because he's got a full head of hair again. I don't know what that means. But he's saying that there is such thing as God. Did he say there wasn't such thing as God?
He questioned everything. Yeah, like why
he's
would
saying that I am and have known paradise. And God is not a man sitting on a throne. It's about the love in your heart and being connected in the universe now. He's actually disappointed with some of his life because he's saying I could have done so much more. But wow. He was, you know, what do they call people that like not critics, but you know, he would take the information, but he sat with it.
Yeah.
I think he got a bad hit energetically because I think he met some idiots. Like there was probably in show business because I think he worked with or met some people. But he had a great love for this woman. And she's standing there with him.
Wow.
And she's beautiful. And he looks fantastic. He's good looking back in his day. Not really known on earth as a delightfully good looking human being. But the glow in his eyes is gorgeous.
His intelligence was attractive.
He's extremely intelligent. He's the type that we could be sitting at the table talk. But in life, he would have been Paul Humbug to us.
There's a lot of actors like that. You're watching Johnny Depp, and usually he's like, da, 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 and you're watching him going, and it's like, oh dear God, I have to put this on double take just to be able to get through his reading, because it's the more dramatic they are, the more introverted, the more they're careful with their words and they're crafting their words. And it's like, wow.
Or, you know, he's an excellent, but he got burnt out with drugs. He's fried his brain.
Yes.
I
God
don't
bless.
think that girl's gonna win, Amber.
No, I don't think so either. I think she gives women a bad name.
Yeah,
She really does.
there's some fighting going on. But I feel there's two sides, and I think that both of them were no good for each other. She sort of
100%.
seduced him because, you know, he left that girl he was with forever.
And he had a great relationship with her, loved the children, but she was like this.
Understood him.
Right. But then he goes with a girl that poos in his bed. Literally pooed in his bed. And then tried to blame the dog, which I found more offensive than the fact that she shit in his bed.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yes. She left poo on the side of the bed and then blamed the dog.
I don't try to get into actors unless they're dead, but I try not to get into living people in show business because, you know, it's such a hard world as it is. They don't need everybody's opinion. But like after Lady Diana died, I used to buy Inquirer and People magazine. And after she died, I stopped cold turkey. I wouldn't watch Entertainment Tonight or any of those shows.
That's one of those you remember where you were moments, because I remember Mother Teresa died like a week before or a week after. I can't remember, which is awful, but it was a moment where everybody stopped. And I don't think people that grow up now, like I tell him to my son, and it's nothing to him, like it's a nobody. But at that time, I mean,
we all loved her.
Oh my God. And the marriage,
the fairy tale romance, you know, and then when she did that thing where she was talking about the Rottweiler. You know, there's a bad taste in the UK about Camilla.
Yeah.
And they think she can be the Queen's consort because Queen Elizabeth requested that they consider that. But something is going to happen. Even if he's king, it's not going to be for long.
No, I don't. I agree. I don't. That's the same thing I have. My only thing is that although I think there was a lot that went on with Lady Diana. Look, for people that are in power and they keep it all in the family for so many years and stuff, that there are just crazy things that we would be shocked.
What they did with their tradition and how things should be done is they, in fact, Camilla thought she'd have no chance at all being married to him, but that was the love of her life. So had they not been the way they are and refusing to let him be with the woman he loved, this would be a whole different story.
100%. But then we wouldn't be talking about them either. They would not. Diana made them.
Oh, I know. On the map. Yeah. Because I didn't care about Prince Charles or who he was dating. I didn't care about, but there was something about her that was so sweet. And then the scandal came out that, you know, the tapes about him wishing it was a tampon, you know.
I know. Who says that? If somebody said that to me, I'd be running on.
I would not. I would just slam that phone down.
Awful.
Oh my God, I would never, ever. That is so funny. And you know, here he is, the Bachelor. And I'm going to tell you, between us, and I have no right to judge on people's look, but I would have never gone for somebody like him. Not with his look. I like people like Paul McCartney and Davy Jones, that kind of look, you know.
I love Paul McCartney. I get made fun of because I love Richard Chamberlain, you know, from the Thornbirds.
Oh my God, was that the best series ever? I own it and I still watch it to this day.
Too, I love it.
And also Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh my God, when he dumps into that water and he comes up and he's sure, oh, Linda.
Oh, well, listen, I watch that sometimes over, and I love Jesus of Nazareth, the guy that played Jesus. I just love him.
Yes, I love, oh my God.
Oh my God, we got the same taste.
Yeah.
But Darcy is a Virgo like me, September 10th.
His wife
the
cheated
actor,
on him.
The actor. What's his actor's name?
Chris,
He's not Darcy.
Not Chris. No. Firth. Colin Firth. His wife cheated on him and he took her back.
No, he's not back with her now.
I think he took her back.
They divorced.
I thought he took her back, or maybe got back together for a short time. Because I can remember thinking, what a strong man to be, because I know it's good when relationships break up. If it's a girl that's doing the cheating, it seems that it stays broke up. Whereas if it's
Yeah,
the guy that does the cheating, the woman will always say, "Oh, feelings, thoughts, emotions," to give credit for everything that they're going through, that kind of a thing, you know?
yeah.
So I thought he had gotten back with her. Are you
According to
looking at,
this, he's still split up with her.
so there's a chance.
They're good friends, but they're not together anymore.
So there is a chance for you, Linda.
Yeah, he's going out with other women.
Oh, cool.
But you know, did you see how he aged? He aged. I love him, and he's not a smoker, but he looked like a smoker. I might have been the stress of what happened with her.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's
So,
also getting older. I mean, you know.
no, he never gets them. Listen, there's a new show coming out on Showtime about Martha. What's her name? It's Julia Roberts plays her. Martha Mitchell. You're too young. Back in the day, my mom knew this story, and I think she got killed by the CIA.
Okay.
But anyway, the guy that played her husband was in office, and the guy that's playing her husband is Sean Penn, and he's a fat old man. The makeup and stuff they did was fantastic. It's
Sean
called
Penn.
Ghost something. What's it called?
Sean Penn was literally just in Ukraine. And
he looks like, he's Sean Penn. He's old. He's got all his hair, but he's a fat old man on this show.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to have a look at that. I'll have to have a look at it.
It's a series. It's called Gaslit. Gaslit.
Yeah. Every time I see Sean Penn, I just think of Madonna. It's a connection that will.
I think that was the love of his life, was Madonna.
Yeah. Just they're just two big egos that could not stay together.
No, but she was drawn to him.
Oh yeah.
And Madonna, it's very hard. She's someone who probably should have never got married. It's very, very hard for her to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
She doesn't like anyone telling her what to do.
She's still beautiful. I just wish that she would be like, I'm my age. Stop trying to keep up. She doesn't need to. She's beautiful. I mean, her eyes are like Betty Davis. She's got Betty Davis.
Yeah.
Right? She's
beautiful. How old is she now? Isn't she pushing 60?
Oh God, yes, it must be. Or even maybe even more than that.
Yeah, she's very talented too.
Yep.
I remember listening to her music and dancing away.
Oh, I remember getting in trouble because on her album,
she's 63.
She's 63?
63.
Like a Virgin album, when that song came out, I mean, they were going crazy.
Catholic, and she's supposed to be Catholic. Did you see Truth or Dare?
Yes.
I own that video too. Yeah. So, they were going to arrest her for vulgar.
Oh my God. Yeah. They were going nuts.
Anyway, it didn't stop her on the way to the bank.
No.
When we were kids, we used to criticize Cher for how skinny she was. My sister
Cher.
And my mom, and look how, my God, she's so, you could see right through her legs, My dad would laugh and he'd say, yeah, she's worried about what you guys think on the way to the bank on Tuesdays.
I love Cher.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so do we want another question?
Sure.
We're having so much good time chit-chatting and talking. I got StreamYard and I just need a little bit more. Let's do this again, but let's do live because I bet you people will just be loving you.
Aw, I would love that.
This is interesting. Denise said, blessings, Linda. Is there extra light that is pouring on the planet now for us to absorb and radiate more of the Christ light to raise our vibration?
100%.
That's what I'm feeling.
100%. I feel like there's so many of us that are using the power of prayer, however way you want to use it, whether it's just in your thoughts or your meditation or actual prayer. I
Right.
think there's a lot of light being beamed up saying, please help us. And when you ask, you shall receive. It is the reality. It just might not be in the package you're expecting.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, let me tell you, sometimes the vibration is so powerful. I have to really calm it down. It is so beautiful, but paradise is here on earth. That connection is here now.
Isn't that? Yeah.
That's it,
Talk,
girlfriend.
girlfriend. Talk, girlfriend.
That's what I was talking about. Here's another one. It feels like evil and darkness has been released into the world. What guidance do you guys have to help empaths who are feeling the collective pain?
Cry it out. Let it be what it is.
Well, don't take it personally, because it causes an emotional reaction.
Oh,
I was in a panic after this Ukraine thing. I was circling for like 3 days.
Me too.
I was praying so hard. I was so exhausted from praying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the guides were like they were glad we're praying, but they also don't want us to worry, which is weird. Because even in death, that's not death.
Yes, exactly.
So don't look at it like, oh my God. I mean, they just bombed somebody and a woman and her 3-month-old baby died. And you just want to take a knife and slice somebody up.
Yeah. I had to stop watching the Johnny Depp and that because it was too intimate. It was too private. And I felt triggered. It was just, I don't want to know these things,
I know.
But yeah, I agree. I think that.
So in order to get rid, because we're witnessing evil in full between Trump and Putin.
Yeah.
And a lot of the underhanded.
But that's Earth. We always have to have that conflict. We're human beings. That's how we grow and move and change. So it's like, no matter what we do, that's part of our experience. You need to have the rain to enjoy the sunshine type of deal, right?
Right. But also we need to focus on the light.
100%.
And don't take it to, say this too shall pass.
Yeah.
This too, we can't even remember when I was reading on Trump and I would be all angry. And then my guys one day, they said, hey, listen, you need to get off that ship. I said, what do you mean? Quit going with the anger towards Trump because it doesn't do anything to him and it doesn't help you or the viewers. Yeah. We've got to get out of that anger because we were waiting for him to do one more, go on, sucker, do one more thing and react. We would react. And I got some angry people. How could you tell us? I wasn't asking for us to forgive him. I'm just saying, don't be so overwhelmed and into it.
I get where you're coming from. And when I get overwhelmed with all the emotion that I take in, because I can't help it. If I see somebody hurting, I hurt. I take on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and that makes it difficult for me. So I have to just I cry it out. I allow that emotion to take over because sometimes you let it build, the pressure just builds and builds, and then all of a sudden you have an explosion.
Exactly.
So I'll let myself cry it out, and then I'll go watch Maude or the Golden Girls, or I'll watch. Do you know what I mean? I have my go-to thing.
Oh, I like The Nanny.
I love The Nanny. She was.
And then you never guess what I'm taking lately.
What's that?
And I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but I love The Price is Right.
Oh, Drew Carey. Oh, wow. I used to love that when I was growing up. Don't forget to get your pets spayed and neutered.
And Let's Make a Deal. Do they still have Let's Make a Deal on? I don't think they do.
I don't think so. I
But,
I watch a lot of crime documentaries and stuff like that. I get it.
Me too. Cold Case Files
investigation for hours. Oh my God. Hours, literally. I love it. I'm just like, I could have done this.
And you try to figure it out. Yeah.
Yes, that's what oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And it's weird because sometimes I'll get something, but then as the show goes on, you'll find out that little nugget I got in the beginning that I thought I was wrong about. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Like all of a sudden they'll say, they talk to these people and then there'll be the one person like, but he had an alibi. I'm like, Then they'll find out later that wasn't true. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So what do you think about Steve Bannon?
So you're not asking me about his physical appearance, right?
No,
Thank you.
his future. But you know, his physical appearance is someone that's being eaten up by hate. It creates an ugliness, because all man is beautiful according to God, but there's this anger in him that's eating him up physically, and I think he's over drinking too.
I was just about to
saw
say alcoholism, because he looks like his face and everything. He looks like he's always.
Well, he's got all those eruptions, and that's from the liver.
Yeah. Ooh. Interesting.
Talk about Steve Bannon. Go ahead when you're ready.
Steve Bannon. I got the 8 of Cups, walking away from everything that you built up. So I think the eventuality will be that what he thinks he's built is not what he's going to get.
No.
This is just the beginning. And there's somebody, and maybe a woman, that has information about him that hasn't come out yet. There's information, and I get the feeling that it could be like of a personal nature, something.
Jesus, they stole from the Trump people. They stole. Those other guys are going to jail. And
somebody knows.
He's not convicted, but why would the Trump people still hang with him when he's the one that was stealing from them?
Somebody's got information, and we got the world card. Endings and beginnings. So he must have a lot. He's in that world. He is one of the puppeteers of Trump and how Trump was to progress. But then Trump went off on a tangent and didn't go with the status quo. Because I think everybody was trying to get Trump to do his bit, hoping that they could, go on his coattails. But Trump, he's unpredictable. Right. So I think that Steve Bannon at some point walked away from Trump in hopes to try to keep some distance. But there's information, water, money flowing, and it's on a world stage. So I
got that picking up his stuff, stealing, running away from the battlefield. He's got a moment that he thinks something glorious is going to happen. I don't know what that is, but check this out. He's got justice. He's got the law. He might even go back to jail. And then the outcome is he just didn't get his ducks in a row. He's going to look stupid.
You said jail, I got temperance. So I think there's it's going to happen. It might just be a little delayed. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That is going to be the futuristic dark money, dark plans.
Yeah. I love it, girlfriend. Well, let's do one more.
Okay.
Can you believe it's been an hour?
No.
It just flew by.
It has.
Oh, I love this. Thank you, Lola. She said, tell us about the speech from Mallory McMorrow, the one who was like, I'm a Christian mother, the redhead. Mm-hmm. That other Republican woman said that she could be a pedophile or she's priming children, and she's a new mother of a 1-year-old, Mallory is. And she went up there and gave a speech. Oh my God. Well, Google it. Mallory McMorrow, McMorrow. So we'll skip that one. We can come back. We'll do another one because you don't know what was said.
I don't know. I don't know
that witch that said that wouldn't even look at her. And then she's saying stuff about her again. Oh, well, she did this. She made that speech to make money. No, she didn't. She made that speech to tell you you're a horrible person. Okay.
That situation.
Let's get one other question. We did sort of already answer, do we think Johnny Depp will win his lawsuit? I think he will.
Yeah.
I think there's something that be brought to the table.
I think his most important thing is to change the minds of the public, and he has done that. So regardless of the outcome, he's won. He's gotten what he wanted. He wanted his side of the story out and get the public with him. That has happened.
Well, I got to ask you, I don't know if you will, but would you answer, will the Conservatives win the upcoming Ontario election?
Will the Conservatives win the upcoming Ontario election? Conservatives win upcoming election in Ontario.
I could just do a yes or no, because I have no idea who's running or what's happening. And by the way, the Giants are winning. Let's go Giants.
Interesting.
What'd you get?
I got the 2 of Wands. Anytime I get a 2, I know that there's a delay and they're still weighing out options, because no matter how many times you can look at the cards, they can change because we all have free will, things happen, you know, the universe gets involved. So there's definitely looking at the 2 paths, but then I get the 6 of Pentacles. So I just feel like it's going to be some back and forth, but it's going to stay the same, more or less.
Okay. That's what I'm getting doing, because there's disappointment.
Yeah.
So I think the Conservatives would really like to take over, but the vote is upside down. So I'm thinking they're not going to get it.
Yeah. I think right now it's still iffy, but I think there's more to come out now.
Well, you know, everybody's looking at the world, and anybody that's kind of Trumpy or Putin-y, they don't want that.
Yeah. We don't want that.
No.
No.
Well, girlfriend, it was wonderful meeting you.
Oh, it was lovely meeting you. Thank you for having me on.
And you know, I don't mind being on your show. Do you know how to put someone on your show?
I don't, but you could be my first. We could do a Zoom together and we'll try it
Well,
out.
we can do a Zoom and then you can post it.
Yep.
Like we're Zooming now and then I'll post
Yep.
it.
Yep.
But I tell you, you remind me of me with I do the same thing. I'm like, what? And I watched you. I was laughing. I said, oh my God, this girl's right up my alley.
Well, thank you. I was really nervous coming into this, especially because, like I said to you, I used to watch Kristen Langston and you come on. I used to love Drunk Tarot and
yeah, I love her. She's a doll.
Yeah. So
thank
you so much, Linda, girlfriend.
Wonderful meeting you. Namaste. We will talk again.
All right, darling. Take care.
All right, honey.